Hey guys, how's it going? I'm walking into functional fitness right now because I have to show you my top 3 dynamic stretches that you should be doing every single day. Now these are going to help you because of all the times that we're on our cell phone and at our laptops and we're so heavily pronated and our body's so tight and wound. You're going to love these. Trust me, stay tuned. Okay guys, here we are inside of functional fitness and I'm going to go over my top 3 dynamic stretches that everybody should be doing every day just because it's so good for you, okay? And don't think of these as exercises. They're actually dynamic stretches to help open up the body and help keep everything limber and loose. Now, not in any specific order, one not being better than the other. I'm going to start off with number 3 and we're going to use stretchy bands. So these are resistance bands and we're going to use them for our shoulders and I'm going to show you how right now. Okay guys, so here we are with the stretchy band, and to set it up we're going to supinate the palm, lifting it up toward the sky. We're going to grab onto the band at a good distance. That's going to give some resistance but not too much. We want just enough to activate the shoulders appropriately, and then we're going to pull back and down. I like to raise it a little bit above my forehead and then come downward, pulling it back and also turning my thumb backwards as far as I can while I do so that it externally rotates the shoulder. Now what we're doing here is basically just reconditioning the shoulders, pulling them back and all the muscles that help with keeping it in line, and basically fighting back hours worth of pronating our shoulders forward when we're at the computer at our desks, when we're hunched forward on our phones and we're texting people and we're doing all these things that are rounding out our shoulders forward. There's a lot of different exercises and great ones that'll help to bring those shoulders back, but this is a simple one you can do every day and it's not going to leave your shoulders wasted or tired. You can do these throughout the day if you've been sitting at the desk for a long period of time, and it's a great way to kind of relieve that stress. Now, very important, do not tense up the neck or the scalene muscles along it. You want to just keep it relaxed and just pull from the shoulders. Okay guys, on to number 2. If you like number 3, you're going to love number 2. So oftentimes we're working on those smartphones, we're at our laptops, and what can happen is, very common, especially in the office scenario, is to get carpal tunnel syndrome, or actually elongation of the elbow, which causes wrist pain and can cause even upper shoulder pain, rotator cuff area, and this is excellent for that, as well as excellent for golfers and excellent for tennis players as well too, and that's the TheraBand bar. These are amazing and they come in different consistencies as far as strengths, heavy, light, medium, and they do a wonder of good, and I'm going to show you how to use it. And no, not like that. I don't use it like that, you crazy guy, although you could. You're a little naughty little bar, aren't you? You're a little naughty bar, you're naughty. Oh, I'm going to show you how to do this right now. Alright guys, so here's the TheraBand bar, or the TheraBar, and this is the green one. It is the medium strength. There's a heavy and a light, and I'm going to show you what I do if I'm focusing on my right elbow, forearm, and wrist. I'm actually going to keep it on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to take my left arm and notice how I torque it back, push forward the arm, then I release on the bottom. Now, this is very different than the Tyler twist and the reverse Tyler twist and all these other forms that physical therapists have created to take care of golf elbow, tennis elbow, and such. And they always stress doing a slow release, which I agree by all means when doing that. But what I found with clients, and even with myself, we're in a rushed state of work, of life, and oftentimes clients have a tendency to not go through that slow release and really getting that movement into the wrist, and they end up messing it up. I find a quick release is fine, and as long as you're really accentuating the hold, which you want to keep that time under tension around 4 to 5 seconds, I usually keep about a 4-second count, and you keep strict form, you're going to gain benefits from it. This bar is amazing. I mean, literally, there are dozens of different exercises you could do with it to help strengthen your wrists, your elbows, even your shoulders, even as simple as shaking it and moving it in circular motions, or applying the tip to the bench and bending it. There are so many, and literally you could just Google it and find dozens of exercises. But this is one staple one that if I wanted to do, and which I do as a dynamic stretch every day, this is it. Pull it to the chest, top hand torques back and then squeezes outward while the bottom one goes against that flow. And then we release the bottom. and I do about 15 repetitions on one side, then 15 repetitions on the other side in the morning or in the, midday, and then I'll do another set of this exact same thing at nighttime, and it works wonders. Love it. All right, guys, and the last one, the number one dynamic stretch I want you to do every day, and you guys are probably gonna go, oh no, not that, and it's what I love to do, but trust me, you'll feel amazing, is just good old freeform air squats. No weights, just getting into a nice deep squat and opening up those hip flexors, opening up those glutes, and really get them open, because we sit so much all day and we live in such a quad dominant lifestyle that we are not opening up our stride and our hips enough to really activate them, and that's really bad for us. So I'm going to show you a couple of variations if you have really tight hip flexors and it's affecting your knees and your knees feel really creaky. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can do while you build up that endurance so that these don't even become an exercise anymore. They're literally a dynamic stretch you can do every day, and you'll feel amazing after doing them. I promise you, okay? Let's go. Okay, guys, you've heard me say before, and I've written it in my notes below along with all my food journals and such, that I try to do about 100 air squats a day. And that's throughout the day, so it's not at one time. I like to use it as an incredible stretch to be able to open up my hips and, of course, get my glutes and my hamstrings open and alive and get the blood pumping in them. Because throughout the day, we tend to be very quad dominant, and what that means is that we move in very small strides, and so the muscles above the knee, the quadriceps, have a tendency to take over all that movement. So doing these squats throughout the day is amazing for you, and I want you to try to fit that in. Now, if you can't do regular squats, maybe because you have issues with creaky knees, because of tight hip flexors, sitting all day at a desk all day, and that's affecting you, then you can always go back to doing a box squat like this. Okay, now don't think that box squats are some form of sissy squat. Now, do they help alleviate pressure from your knees if you're having issues with that or with tight hip flexors? Sure. Now, in this example, I'm sitting on a stool that is slightly higher than allowing my butt to go parallel to the ground, which is fine. Sometimes you want to go a little bit higher. Most of the times you want to go a little bit lower so you can really get into the glutes and the hip flexors. But in this case, this is what I have, so that's what we're using. Now, the main thing, and I want you to pay attention to this, we're going to take a closer look at it right now. Okay, let's take a closer look here now. Now, what you don't want to do is pull the heels back too far behind the knee. And the reason for that is because when you do that, you end up relying on the quads again. People usually get out of their seats at their desk this way. They lean forward into their knees, and then their quadriceps help lift them up out of the seat. But you want to actually get your heels underneath the knees. That way you push through the heels, which gets a deeper engagement from your hamstrings through your glutes and then the hip flexors. Specifically and importantly, getting them to move and engage and taking advantage of being able to sit up and down on this stool, which is the true benefit of a box squat. Now, if you can't do it that way, and it's hard, you can pull it back a little bit and then push from there. But the goal is to get those heels out forward underneath the knees, and that's what you should be shooting for. Now, when you're strong enough, you can go for an even more of a challenge, like this. Now, this is what I'm talking about, nice and low. So when you get to the point where you're strong enough to do the box squats at a parallel level with the heels underneath your knees, test yourself. Go a little bit lower. I love this stool right here because it gets my glutes and my hip flexors below the knee level, if you can see. And when it does that and I push off from the heel, I can really feel my glutes and hip flexors engage. Now, I like to, when I'm strong enough, to do barbell squats on my shoulders with this, and it is an amazing workout all through the core as well too. And when you get this strong, then you can do the Russian dance, the Versky, and they get really low and then kick at the same time. Hot, hot, hot. But I will show you on another episode, maybe 20, yeah? Okay, guys, so I am just closing up for the day. It is Saturday, and I'm just turning off the TVs here at Functional, and we're leaving. It's about 6 o'clock, and I stayed a little late to show you these dynamic stretches, which I hope you do, because they're awesome. And seriously, if you just get out of your seat and you try to do these throughout the day, anytime you have a chance to, you'll be so happy that you did them. Trust me, your shoulders will open up, your scalene muscles will have less stress and pressure on them, your hip flexors, your lower back, your knees, everything, your elbows, your wrists, your forearms, everything that we stress from being a desk jockey and sitting in front of our laptops or computer and using our smartphones all day. So trust me, try them. I guarantee in a couple of weeks you're going to see amazing results. And if you're not feeling any pain from it, do it now ahead of time to prevent yourself from getting those injuries, okay? Hope you have an amazing day, guys. If you liked what you heard today, please hit the like button. Go ahead and punch out that subscribe button so that you can subscribe to my channel. And then, of course, ring that notification bell so that you'll know every time I pop up a new video. And I will see you tomorrow on the 180 in 90. Take care.